dear students of Standard 8. I hope that you all are fit and fine. I hope that you all are safe at home. Welcome back to this class. Myself, Chauncey teacher, is going to teach an interesting poem of English. That is 4.1 The Wit. The Wit poem is written by Guy Boas. Guy Boas is the poet of the poem Wit. In this poem, he has stated the different difficulties and problems faced by birds and animals. A vet, that means a veterinarian, means a doctor for animals or birds. So, in this poem, the poet Guy Boas has stated the different difficulties or problems faced by each and every bird and animal. Like as we have doctors, we go to the doctors for treating the illnesses or problems faced by we. So likewise, if the problems faced by animals or birds are there, then they go to the vet. So a vet is a doctor for birds and animals. So in this poem, we are going to see the different problems or difficulties faced by each and every bird or animal. As you all know that there are n number of species, that is birds or animals in this planet Earth. Likewise, they are having some of the other problems also. Each and every animal or bird have different size of organs, different types of organs within them. So each and every part of the organ has to be managed very effectively. So all these things that means the organs which has to be managed effectively is seen by the vet. The vet here, he begins the poem by saying that a successful vet has to have wide knowledge about birds and animals. So a successful vet has to have wide knowledge. Why is saying that the vet has to have wide knowledge? Because each and every bird has each of the other problem that a vet can only understand and know. Like we human beings, we can talk, we can speak to the doctor and say what we are facing. Likewise, the birds and animals, they can't speak or they can't talk. They can't express also. But for this, the vet, he has to identify by looking at them what problems or what difficulties they are facing. So in this poem, Guy Boas has written the difficulties and problems faced by the birds and animals. So students, take out your English textbook. Turn to page number 77. First, we will recite the poem, then we will understand the poem line by line. So let us get started. 4.1 The Vet. To be a successful and competent vet needs knowledge exceedingly wide. For each of the patients he is likely to get possesses a different insight. He must know why the cat is refusing her milk, why the dog is not eating his bone, why the coat of the horse is not shining like silk, why the parrot does nothing but groan, why the ducks and chickens are failing to lay, why so bad, why so faint the canary bird sings. And if he is called to the zoo, he must say an incredible number of things. If the lamb's got a cold, if the zebra is getting old, if the centipede has trouble with his feet, if the hippo is feeling ill, if the bison's got a chill, if the Arctic fox is suffering from heat, if some viral disease has attacked the chimpanzees, if the cobra eats her sons, if the panther has a wife who chooses yours, if giraffes have had a tiff and their necks are feeling stiff, if hyenas will not laugh at people's jokes, if the monkey pinch his tail, if the rhino is looking pale, if the elephant eats paper bags and chokes, if the camel hurts his hump, if the kangaroo won't jump, if the crocodile turns cannibal and bites, they run away and get that omniscient the vet and expect him to put everything to rights. Profoundly, I pity the vet who must learn such a very great deal for his pain. My son, I advise you most strongly to earn your living an easier way. Don't attempt to attend the zoological crowd. A far more advisable plan is to call yourself doctor and so be allowed to treat the illnesses of man. Written by Guy Thomas. Now that students, we have recited the poem, let us see the poem line by line. Let us understand it. As I said, the vet means a veterinarian is a doctor for treating the animals and birds. To be a successful and competent vet needs knowledge exceedingly wide. For each of the patients he is likely to get possesses a different insight. So in this first stanza, Guy Boas, the poet, he says that to be a vet needs exceedingly great knowledge and competent knowledge. That means a vet has to be capable of treating the birds or animals, as birds and animals have different insight, possesses a different insight. That means birds and animals have different types of organs or the size of organs. So the vet has to look after each and every bird or animal. So here competent means capable. So the vet needs to have great knowledge. He has to study a lot to become a vet. So in this first stanza, we can see the rhyming words as vet, get. Then we can see wide insight. As we have learned in the previous topics of the poem that rhyming words are the words that means that sound similar. So here vet and get, they sound similar, whereas wide and inside, they sound similar. So now let us look into the second stanza. He must know why the cat is refusing her milk, why the dog is not eating his bone, why the coat of the horse is not shining like silk, why the parrot does nothing but groan. So in the second stanza, the poet says that he describes the difficulties and the problems faced by the animals and the birds. So a vet has to know why the cat is not drinking the milk, why the dog is not eating the bone, why the coat of the horse, that means the hair of the horse, is not shining like silk, and why the parrot is not doing anything but it's suffering. Groan means pain. So the vet has to know why the parrot is doing nothing but it is shouting in pain. So these are the things that the vet has to know. So for that the vet has to have wide knowledge. For that the vet has to have good knowledge about each and every problem or difficulty faced by the animals or birds. So in the second stanza we will see the rhyming words. So here we can see the rhyming words as milk and silk. Milk and silk, they both sound same. So therefore milk and silk is a rhyming word. Then again bone and groan. Bone and groan both sound same. So bone and groan are rhyming words. Then the third stanza. Why the ducks and the chickens are failing to lay? Why? So when the canary bird sings. And if he is called to the zoo, he must say an incredible number of things. So in the third stanza, the poet Guy Boas, he says that a vet has to see that why the ducks and the chickens are not laying eggs. Then he has to see why the canary bird is not singing properly. He has to see why faint. Faint means why dull the canary bird is singing. As canary bird sings very melodiously. So the poet, he says that vet has to see why the canary bird is singing very faint, very low. It is not singing properly. And then he tells that the vet, when he is called to the zoo, he has to see lot of problems or difficulties faced by the animals or birds which are kept in the zoo. So here the poet says that when the vet has been called in the zoo by the zookeeper, then the vet has to see a lot of problems and difficulties faced by the zoo animals. So now further we will see which all animals are which all problems or difficulties are faced by the zoo animals. So in the third stanza we will see the rhyming words over here. So here we can see that lay is sounding same to say. So lay and say are rhyming words. Then we can see that sings and things. Sings and things both rhyme same. Both sound similar. So sings and things are rhyming words. So students understood what is given in the third stanza. Now let us see the fourth stanza. If the lion's got a cold, if the zebra is getting old, if the centipede has trouble with his feet, if the hippo is feeling ill, if the bison's got a chill, if the Arctic fox is suffering from heat. So here the poet says that the vet has to see lot of problems. That is why the lion has got a cold, why the zebra is not feeling ill, means not getting means he is getting old. So the vet has to see why the zebra is getting old. Then he has to see what problems the centipede is facing. As we know that centipede is a rainy creature. We can see centipede in rainy season. That centipede has means it has numerous feet. So the vet has to see what problem and what type of problem the centipede is facing with the feet it has. Then the vet has to see why the hippo is feeling ill and why the bison's got a chill. Bison means American buffalo. So here the vet has to see why the bison has got a chill. Then he has to see that why the Arctic fox is suffering from heat. So there are a lot of problems which are faced, and each and every problem is solved by the vet. As when we get problems with us, when we are getting problem or difficulties are faced by us, we see a doctor. Likewise, for them the vet is there. So in the fourth stanza, let us see the rhyming words. So cold and old, they both sound same. So cold and old are rhyming words. Next is feet and heat. Feet and heat, that is in the third line and the sixth line, feet and heat is there. Feet and heat, they both sound same. So feet and heat are rhyming words. Next is ill and chill. Ill and chill both sound same. So ill and chill are rhyming words. So students understood what is given in the fourth stanza. Now we will go to the fifth stanza. If some viral disease has attacked the chimpanzees, if the tortoise hasn't stirred for several years, if the bear is too full of buns, if the cobra eats the sons, if the panther has a wife which uses yours. So in this fifth stanza, we can see that the poet he further tells that the vet has to see the viral diseases caused by the chimpanzees. As when we get viral disease or when we get fever, we go and see the doctor, and the doctor gives us medicines. Likewise, if some viral diseases attack the chimpanzees, the vet has to see that. Then, if the tortoise hasn't stirred for several years, now everyone knows that tortoise is the slowest animal. So it walks very slowly. And if this tortoise has not moved for many years, then the vet has to see. So stirred means move. Stirred means moved over here. Then next, the vet has to see why the bear has eaten lot of buns. Then if the bear has eaten lot of buns, then the stomach will be full. Then the vet has to see why the cobra has eaten the sons. If the father cobra or the mother cobra has eaten the sons, then that is also one of the problems that has been faced. Then the vet has to see why the panther has chewed the ears of another panther. So these are all the problems that has been faced by the animals or the birds, that the vet has to see it. Then further, what all problems has been faced, let us see that. Now the next stanza, that is sixth stanza. Before going to the sixth stanza, let us see the rhyming words. Over here we can see that ears and ears are rhyming words. Both sound same. Then next, buns and sons. Buns and sons both sound similar, so both buns and sons are rhyming words. So now, I hope that you understood the rhyming words over here. Now let us see to the next stanza. If giraffes have had a tiff and their necks are feeling stiff, if hyenas will not laugh at keepers' jokes, if the monkeys pinched his tail, if the rhino is looking pale. So in the next stanza, the poet Guy Boas, he says that if two giraffes fight with each other, tiff means quarrel or fight. If two giraffes have fought with each other and while fighting, their necks have become stiff. Stiff means remaining still. So if their necks are not moving, and that has to be seen by the vet. And if hyenas do not laugh at keeper's jokes, here keeper means the zookeeper. So here the keeper means the one who looks after the animals or the birds. So here the poet has said that if hyena doesn't laugh at keeper's jokes, then the vet has to see it. If monkey has pitched its own tail, that also the vet has to see. And if the rhino is looking pale, pale means he is not looking proper, he is looking very dull, he is looking very sad, then that also the vet has to see. So here let us see the rhyming words. Tiff and stiff, they both sound same, so they are called as rhyming words. Next is jokes. Next is tail and pale. Tail and pale both sound same, so both are rhyming words. Okay students, next stanza let us see. If the elephant eats paper bags and chokes, if the camel hurts his hump, if the kangaroo won't jump, if the crocodile turns cannibal and bites, they run away and get that omniscient the vet and expect him to put everything to rights. So next over here in the stanza, the poet says that if the elephant has eaten paper bags and chokes means something stuck in its mouth, then something stuck in its throat, then the vet has to see. The vet has to come and see, has to take that away. Then if the camel hurts his hump, hump means the back of the camel. The back of the camel is called as the hump. So that also the vet has to see why the camel has hurt his hump. Then why the kangaroo is not jumping, and the crocodile eats human flesh and bites. So that is also one of the problem which is faced by the animals or birds. So cannibal means eating human flesh. Then if these all problems are faced by the animals or birds, then whom do the zookeeper call? The zookeeper called the vet, because vet is the only person who can solve all these problems, who can look to the different problems and difficulties faced by the animals or birds, and they can expect only the vet to do this, because a vet can only solve the problems. The zookeeper can't do it, or normal human beings can't do it. Only the vet, he knows how to solve that problem and fix it properly. So now in this next stanza, in this stanza we can see the rhyming words. So here in this stanza we can see that jokes. Okay, jokes, in the previous stanza jokes was there. So jokes and jokes, they both are rhyming words. Next, hump and jump, they both rhyme same. So hump and jump, they both are rhyming words. Next is bites and rights. Bites and rights, they both sound same. So bites and rights, both are rhyming words. Next is get and wet. Get and wet, we already saw in the first stanza. So get and wet both are rhyming words. See over here already we have written it. So this is what this stanza means. Now the last stanza, let us see. Profoundly, I pity the vet who must learn such a very great deal for his pay. My son, I advise you most strongly to earn your living an easier way. Don't attempt to attend the zoological crowd. A far more advisable plan is to call yourself doctor and so be allowed to treat the illnesses of man. So in the last stanza, the poet, he concludes this stanza by saying that he tells that it is very difficult to become a vet. He says that the vet has to see each and every problem or difficulties. He has to solve that. For that he needs great knowledge. So the poet advises us that better is to become a doctor instead of becoming a vet, because a doctor has to see the illnesses of man. It is easier to solve the illnesses of man rather than solve the difficulties or illnesses of birds and animals. So to become a vet is we need great efforts, and the poet, he tells that to become a vet is to become a vet we have to make lot of hard work. We have to work hard. We have to put efforts. So the poet tells that though the vet works hard, though the vet does a lot of hard work, he gets only a little pay. So to earn an easier way, to earn our living easily, the poet advises us to become a doctor, because human beings can speak, human beings can tell the problems which they are facing, and the doctors can easily solve it. But for animals and birds, each and every animal bird have different size of organs. Some are small, some are big, some are huge, some are fat, some are thin. So the vet has to see each and everything, and he has to fix their problems and everything to proper. So the poet ends this stanza by saying that to become a vet, you have to need a very great knowledge, and he is advising you all that the easier way to earn a living is to become a doctor instead of becoming a vet. So this is what the poem is all about. So students, I hope that you have understood the poem. So let us revise what we have studied today. So in the starting, we first saw the summary of the poem. We first saw that he has stated the difficulties and problems faced by the animals and birds. Then we recited the poem. Then afterwards we studied the poem line by line. We understood the poem line by line. We saw that a vet has to have great knowledge and he has to see n number of things, n number of problems or difficulties faced by the animals or the birds. So and then we saw different examples, different problems or different difficulties faced by the animals and birds in this poem. Then later on, we side by side we also saw the rhyming words of the poem, which are given over here. We have seen the rhyming words of the poem. Then we have seen then after that we have understood the poem. So this is what the poem is about. So I hope that you all have understood the poem. So students, thank you. Take care, be safe and stay healthy.